Today's celeb guest is one of the hardest and loudest rock stars in South Africa. Francois Van Coke has had a long career on stage as a frontman and as a solo artist. But these days, he's quite the family man, being a husband to his loving wife and a father to his beautiful daughter. But that doesn't mean that he's hung up his leather jacket and microphone just yet. He's still really hardworking, and he's always willing to experiment. And of course, his recent collaboration with Ricky is the perfect example of this. Have a look.
Never change, bro. I planted a slave, so what up with this change, bro? Yeah, you eating, but what up with this a game, bro? I married the game, somebody give me my rings, bro. Hey! We are not like them. We are not like them. We are not like them. Never be a slave again. Never on my knees again. I've been running since I was born, just upon in their monochrome blame game. Needle in the hay, found my way.
What a tune, what a tune! Of course, it's Francois Van Coke and Ricky. Please do connect with us online if you've got any questions for Francois. And yeah, let us know. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat and use the official hashtag Afternoon Express. Go visit us on our Instagram. We'll read all of your comments and, of course, get to ask Francois some of them. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Long time no see.
Yeah, I think it's been 5 years.
It's been 4 years. It was 2015, I checked.
2015. So where are we now? 24. When did the show start?
2020. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
well, I'm not so good at math, okay?
Let's call it 4 and a bit.
4 and a bit. And actually, when you were here in 2015, you were just releasing your first solo album.
Yes, yeah.
And now here, we're discussing your third one.
Yeah.
So you've been very hard at work.
Yeah, a lot has happened in the last 5 years. Yeah, I obviously made a lot of music. I did a lot of collaborations, did a lot of bigger shows, did a little bit of TV things in between as well. Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun and a crazy ride, I must say, yeah.
This song is amazing. I'm absolutely in love with it. Tell me about how your collaboration with Ricky.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Ricky. And
he's so cool.
Yeah,
he is so cool.
He's probably the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah.
And then obviously we connected on The Voice a little bit, and we got to spend some time together, and we got to play each other some music, and we kind of connected on that level. We kind of liked the same stuff.
Yeah.
And then we wrote this track together and put it out end of last year.
Amazing. I can see you've had a haircut since I saw you last. Did you go to Ricky Rick's barber for that?
No, I haven't been. I must go. I know it's in Waterfall in Joburg.
Yeah, a friend of mine lives down the road from there and says like there's just permanently this queue of little boys outside the whole time going to have their haircut. Okay, so what is the song about?
Dude, it's called Not Like Them.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, people that decide that they want to do something that is not of the norm, and just following their own heads.
Yeah, which is pretty much what you've done your whole life. Like, you've just done your own thing. I remember that when we chatted last, we were discussing how your father was a pastor, and they were like, please don't use our family name.
For sure. They actually, my parents are still, in the ministry.
Yeah.
And, I think for me, I had to sometimes choose what I want to do with my life, and playing in a rock band is probably not what my parents expected me to do, but now I've been doing it for 17 years now. 17 years down the line, I think my parents respect me for...
They've gotten used to the idea.
For what I'm doing, especially, like Fok of Politiekar, the name was something to get used to for them.
Yeah.
And they got used to it, and I think they appreciate it as well.
I read that you had said that you've been in the industry for 17 years and you're still finding it tough to navigate your way through the South African music industry. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Have I said that?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I have it in quotes somewhere. But do you find it difficult? I mean, it's not an easy industry to get through.
Yeah, I think things are constantly changing. I'm just trying... just from when we started in South Africa, there wasn't even bands touring. Now, there's been so many changes over the last 17 years, and, it went from, from selling CDs to streaming now. So it's a constant evolution in the music industry, and I think it's just important to adapt with what's going on. sticking to your guns and also staying relevant to the time and space you're in.
My mom always told me that it's very rude to talk money, but I mean, now that it's streaming as opposed to like selling CDs and records and all of that, how do you, like, do you still make money per song when you sell it, or do you just have to gig?
Yeah, I think these days it's all going towards streaming. That's going to be the norm in the future. You know, I think even Apple Music that are still selling songs, I think that's going to phase out, and it's just going to be streaming on Apple Music too, and Spotify, etc. But the thing with streaming is your songs will get streamed forever. If you have a popular song, that song will be played forever, and you will always earn something from it, where a CD will be bought once, you know. So I think it's catching up. So the streaming vibe's catching up, but we still go on the road. I think that's the most important thing.
I looked at your tour schedule. I think you are fully booked until May.
Yeah, you know, that's what we need to do as musicians. You need to get out there and play music. And for me, I love touring. I love being on the road, and I love making music. So I still enjoy that. Things have changed a little bit over the years because I've got a family now at home. So I always feel like I'm on the mission of getting home.
But you're still the rock star. I saw footage of you at a festival recently, and I saw you do the stage dive. Aren't you scared? Has anyone ever dropped you from the stage?
I've been dropped many times, more in my earlier career. Like I've hung on beams above the stage and fell, and nobody caught me. You know, like where I winded myself and I had to get on stage like that. Like those things happen. These days, I think I trust the crowd a little bit more than what I did 17 years ago. But it's always a gamble. But you know. That's part of the game.
And of course, you're a very serious family man. You and your little daughter is so beautiful. I saw you did a music video with her.
Yeah, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah, she is 3 years old now.
Yeah.
So when I made my second solo album, it was kind of in the time while my wife was pregnant. So it was like that. The time, are we ready for this? You know, everything is going to change, kind of a thing. And I think it kind of reflects in the music a little bit. You know, like that kind of stress of the future.
Yeah.
And then in between the second and the third, you know, she was born, and I got to know her, and I wrote the song for her, and she's in the music video. She's the kind of the star, I guess.
What kind of dad are you?
Yo, I think I want to be just a loving father.
Yeah. I'm sure you are.
That's my biggest mission. I think that's the most important thing, that my daughter knows that she's being loved.
Yeah.
And, you know, even though I'm on the road a lot, I really want to spend quality time with her when I get to see her. And that's my, you know, spending time with my family is what I do when I'm not on the road or making music or doing TV things or whatever.
Yeah, well, even though I haven't seen you so long, I can see that you are such a dedicated, you're just such a dedicated person. You are so super committed to your career, and that is why you're so good at it. And you are so super committed to your family, and that's why you're such a loving father and such a great husband. Oh, no, I was devastated that Ringo died. Devastated. I love that dog.
Obviously.
Oh, the cutest dog you've ever seen in your whole life.
It's been 2 years. I've got 2 tattoos of him.
Yeah. And you use him on all of your...
You love bulldogs too, right?
Yeah, I'm
you're
so
a fan,
obsessed with bulldogs. My best.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, obviously a massive bummer. He was like a massive part of our lives. Yeah. And, you know, I've written songs about him. He's been on album covers. He's been in music videos. He was such a big part of my life. And... yeah, it was obviously pretty tragic.
No, listen, I love bulldogs. And, you know, I had one for a while. And I had always said, dogs mustn't be on the couch. Dogs mustn't be in the bed. Give me 1 week with this dog. He was in my bed, slobbering, cuddling.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, eh?
Yeah, no, they are such amazing, amazing dogs. I truly love them. OK, so from dogs to cooking.
Ooh. I'm terrible, really. I'm like scared of the kitchen. I told my wife before, I love to watch Master Chef and those things, but I think it must be the worst job in the world to work in a commercial kitchen. It looks terrible.
So awful. It looks like it's quite abusive, actually.
No, I would never be able to do that. So I'm scared.
So I'll try not to be abusive to you today in the kitchen.
And Tumi and Zuki, neither.
No, Tumi's amazing. She's going to guide you through very, very nicely. Now, we've asked you online if you've got any questions for Francois. And Shireen Adams asked, hi, Francois Van Coke, how do you find a balance between your career and family?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Balance.
Yeah.
That's what you need to have. I think, you know, I have to set time apart that I spend with my family.
Yeah.
And that's very important that you do it in advance because, you know, weekends don't really exist in our career. So you have to take weekends off in advance. Or, no, I mean in advance if you actually want to get away.
Yeah.
And quality time, I think that's the most important thing.
Don't you think it's sweet when you look at your little daughter's face? She does look a lot like you.
Yeah, I think
cute,
I think she does. She's definitely got my side of the family a little bit more, but she's also got my wife, and my wife loves to hear that. So.
Now, today we are dragging Francois off the stage and into the kitchen to put his cooking skills to the test. So get your ingredients together and please do join us for the cook-along after the break.